begins to run from the dark. But what if you learn to welcome it with open arms? Because when the darkest hour arrives, that's when we are able to see moments. See, moments, they define us. The smallest of them with greatest power. Who we are in the dark becomes a revelation in the light. All the pain that turned into the expectation. The drops of sweat that hid our tears. The moments we battle through together makes us who we are. And we are never afraid of the unknowns. You see, seasons come and go.
Loser of this game eliminated from the playoff picture.
It's like a day that wasn't meant to be.
People come and go. But in order to be successful, you have to love the game more than the name. This quest has never been about our names anyway. Because outside these walls, it's just noise. The traditions we uphold, the honor we bestow, this star we carry gives us purpose. You see, we understand the timing of this opportunity, an opportunity to respect this game, to walk a new road, to facilitate greatness. And it starts with one thing, a moment in time. You see, we see the magnitude, we know we have control of this moment. Come on, baby, let's get it. To define ourselves with greatness, relentlessness, an unending desire to fight.
Fight and keep battling and finish the right way. And those are things we try to emphasize to our team day in and day out.
We don't need hype. We don't need a reason why.
Nobody can stop you, King.
We don't need.
What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, and this is the Wake and Bake Show. How y'all doing on this? What is this? October 3rd. Man, I want to about to start doing the Wake and Bake Show every. Try to do it every day. Try to talk about different things we talking about as far as in the Cowboy Nation. Give you guys some different thoughts and opinions and things that you guys can think about throughout the day, and just kind of go up from there, man. I'm still gonna do my my breakdown show later on tonight. Start looking at these Houston Texans that we about to play come Sunday for the Battle of Texas. I don't see why. How is it called a Battle of Texas? Like, it cannot be the battle for Texas unless the Dallas Cowboys have battled with them and lost Texas. Like, you just don't show up on my street and be like, oh, this is the battle for the James Avenue. Nah, bruh, I've been living here way longer than you. You knew. You got to establish yourself. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. This is not the Battle of Texas. This is little brother about to get beat up on big brother. Let's just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Hey, make sure everybody can hear me, man. Make sure the stream is going good. I'm using my new laptop, so we should be in HD quality. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, so everybody get their share. Everybody get their share. On these Wake and Bake shows, they're going to be a little bit more structured so we can get in and get up out of here, get y'all onto y'all day. But today, we're going to talk about three subjects. We're going to talk about today, honestly, is David Irving coming back. Hey, shout out to everybody that's up in the comment box. Please let me get your share on real quick. Let me give y'all some shout outs. Markevius Pete, what's up with you? Efren, what up with you? Christopher, what's up with you? Jacob, what's up with you? Dwayne, what's up with you? What up with you, Mike Luna? O'Donnell, what's up with you? Dwayne, what up with you? Robert, what's up, man? What up, West Coast and Cowboy fam? What's up with you, Charles? Phillip, what up with you? What's up with you, Christopher Mitchell? I don't really see why we are the underdogs with the Texans record. I know, right? That's so disrespectful, man. But, yo, let's get into this first subject that I want to get into, and then we'll have a free-for-all at the end. Make sure you guys share. I appreciate you guys all for your shares. So, first off on the agenda is David Irving is going to be returning to the Star. He actually officially returned back to the Star last week. So he's actually started being able to practice with the Dallas Cowboys last week, but he's actually going to be able to put on shoulder pads and helmets and actually go out there and start smacking folks around this week. So, man, I'm really, really excited to see what is this going to do to our defense. Our defense that's already played fairly well, actually really well. They're ranked number 4 right now. I haven't seen the final statistics for this morning, but from last time I checked, the Dallas Cowboys defense was ranked number 4 or 5. So, you know, putting David Irving back on there. Remember, he's a guy that got 7.5 sacks last year. I'm really excited on what this is going to do for our defensive line. What different looks we're going to be able to look with David Irving out there. Also, expect to see Tyrone Crawford play to vacillate at that defensive end and defensive tackle, but look for him to start honing his home, making his main home, just like my main home is California. Look for Tyrone Crawford to start looking for his main home at that defensive tackle. Now, I know he gets a lot of run at that defensive end, but I know the Dallas Cowboys would love to see with a rotation of, I mean, can you just imagine this rotation? Imagine this rotation. You're gonna have DLaw and his 5.5 sacks coming off your left. Then you're gonna have Randy Gregory coming off your right? I know Randy Gregory hasn't recorded a sack yet, but man, he looked very, very good in that last game that we just played. There was a few times, there was this one play, I gotta get it, man. Jalen Smith did this weird dance move before he rushed the quarterback. I gotta get that. I'm a record it and put it on here today, but man, he did a phenomenal job on Sunday of just being very, very active. One thing I like about Randy Gregory is he has really, really long arms like David Irving. So even there's times where he doesn't necessarily get to the quarterback, he still does a ridiculous good job of just getting his hands out there and just trying to get his hands in and around the quarterback's shoulder pads or anywhere around so he can grab. Because, I mean, these guys with these long arms, even if they can't get him, you can use those long arms to grab onto him. Maybe he slows down. Maybe he turns a different way. And then one of the homeboys, one of your big homies, will be able to come over and clean him up. Because, I mean, I know a lot of you guys have been noticing Tank hasn't necessarily he has 5.5 sacks right now, and I ain't trying to take none of his shine, but a lot of his sacks that he has gotten, I know 3 of them for sure, have been because of pressure that other people have gotten, and he has been the recipient of it. So, praise God, Tank, my boy know how to tackle, but it's just, I just can't, I like, they say they got, you have J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney, they're going to be coming off one side, but I'm going to be honest with you, If I was a team, I would be more concerned with David Irving and DeMarcus Lawrence, because you got to think like this. Between the two of those guys, they have 22 sacks in the last year. Go see how many sacks Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt have in the last 2 years. They don't have nearly as many sacks as Tank and David Irving. So that, in my opinion, everybody's saying, what is the Cowboys' offensive line going to do with those 2 pass rushers? Shoot, I want to know what they going to do with our 2 pass rushers. You know what I'm saying? David Irving, man, I have a feeling that he's going to come back and he's going to be really good. Why? Because think of this. Ever since David Irving has been with the Dallas Cowboys, he has always missed some games. Last year he missed games because of this year it was a drug case. Last year it was a performance enhancement. Basically, he took something over the counter and wasn't able to play for a few games, like 4 games. And the year before that, we got him off the practice squad, so he wasn't even with our team the whole year. So I'm not saying I'm not tripping, but David Irving is he one of the last person I'm going to be sweating and sleeping up overnight, staying up late all night thinking, oh my God, David Irving didn't get to practice. Is he going to be good? Man, no offense, but David Irving didn't kind of been in this situation before, and he didn't came out busting. He didn't came out blasting. So I'm expecting for David Irving to come out blasting more than anything. Cha-ching, bruh. You got 12 games to get your paper. For real. You got 12 games to get paid. Now, 1 or 2 things are going to happen to David Irving at the end of this year. Because of his production, he's going to have to sign another 1-year deal. Technically, he wasn't on a 1-year deal this year. He was on an ending deal, but the Cowboys tendered him out. Nobody took the tenure. So technically, he's on a 1-year deal. So he's either going to have to take a 1-year deal, or David Irving, you got 12 opportunities to ball. 12 opportunities to ball. Because you got to think for this, David Irving. If you ball out, get 12, 13 sacks. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I'm just saying. If you can, you got 7.5 sacks in 10 games last year. So I'm just saying the math says that you can do it. But if you can get out there, if Tank can get 5.5 sacks in 5 games, David Irving, I think you can come out and get 8 or 9 sacks. If you can come out here and get 8 or 9 sacks in 12 games, bruh, I think you will put yourself on the market to get yourself paid. Whether that be the Cowboys, because you got to think like this. Even if the Cowboys decide, 12 last year we tendered them out at $2.9 million at 7 sacks. So if he's able to if he's able to double that, or not double that, but if he's able to at least get 8 or 9 sacks to build on what he got last year, I definitely feel that he'll be able to put his name out there and say, hey, I feel that someone should pay me for my services. You know what I'm saying? So, David Irving, you do have a golden opportunity with the Cowboys. I'm so happy that the Cowboys are going to be able to benefit from this, and hopefully he's able to out there and get some sacks. I think he will be. It's going to change the totally dynamics of this game. I hope and pray that the Houston Texans have forgot about David Irving so he can just go in there and just kill, man, because David Irving, man, y'all remember what his breakout game against Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, where he had the 2 forced fumbles, so I'm looking for David Irving to make his mark on this game. He's a guy, they call him Dino the Dinosaur, big and huge, and he loves to get after the quarterback. So I am definitely excited to see with David Irving on one side and Tank on the other side. Then you get to rotate and put Taco Charleston on the one side, and then put Randy G on the other side. So man, this pass rush is gonna be ridiculous, man. And one thing I know about pass rush, it makes everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? It's like Christmas. A good pass rush it makes everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's happy during the holiday season. Why? Because everybody gets gifts. That's kind of how like a good pass rush is. When you have a good pass rush, everybody gets the benefit from them. You get an interception. You get a this. You get a that. You get a this. You get a that. You get a that. You know what I'm saying? So I am really, really elated and really, really excited to see what David Irving is going to be able to bring to this team. We've seen the videos over the last couple weeks. He definitely looks like he's been in shape. David Irving already, he wasn't built like these big old defensive end, big old lumber guys. He really built like a power forward, just a really big power forward. So being in weight and in shape, I don't think he's gonna have a problem with that. Dino has pretty much always been in shape. That's never really been an issue with him. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting him back on this defensive line, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what these Dallas Cowboys, what Rob Marinelli is gonna do with him, man. Because I know Rob Marinelli has a lot of love for David Irving. Matter of fact, he's mentioned him 2 times, if I'm not mistaken, in his last interview. So I am really, really looking forward to see what David Irving's gonna be able to do with this defense, man. Hey, man, I got like 42 people on here, man. Let me get you guys to share real quick. We should be streaming on YouTube too. I got a new YouTube page. I'm gonna be running some contests and stuff like that. I got a new YouTube page. I'm trying to get these kids to college. You know what I'm saying? So I started up a new YouTube page. It's called the YouTube page is called West Coast Cowboy. Go to YouTube right now. Hit that subscribe button. You're gonna see I have my first 2 videos up there, and my live video should be showing on there too. So make sure you guys go to YouTube, type in West Coast Cowboy, and please hit that follow and that subscribe button, because I'll be doing shows and stuff on YouTube and video content on there also as well. So, but let's go on to the next subject real quick. Hey, Wake and Bake, man. Second subject of this morning is, we kind of touched on it yesterday, man. Dez Bryant has been talked about in the media, pretty much in Dallas Cowboy War every day. You know what I'm saying? The Dallas.com, they actually read one of Dez's texts or one of his tweets every single day. You know what I'm saying? They find a way to get Dez Bryant into their show. So, Dez Bryant put out a tweet yesterday and kind of said that if he does re-sign with somebody, he wants it to be the Dallas Cowboys. I ain't gonna lie, I was very surprised for Dez Bryant to come out and say that. I don't know if this is kind of like Dez Bryant's way of trying to clean his reputation up so he can have better options, or does he legitimately want to come back to the Dallas Cowboys? Right now, if you look at Dez Bryant's stats from last year, if Dez Bryant was still on this team, just looking at his stats from last year, right now he had 212 yards, 2 touchdowns. He would be the leading reception guy on our team right now. Now, obviously, that sounds good in the scheme of things, but if you really look at the way our offense is playing, if you really look at the way Dak Prescott is delivering the ball and the way he is targeting receivers, he's really not he's not really honing in on one guy, man. And my biggest scare for Dez Bryant, and this is just my scare for Dez Bryant, just because, I got so much love for Dez and I got so much love for him as a player, man. I'm just scared that if he comes back to the Dallas Cowboys and he's not as productive as we want him to be, I'm scared that could mess up how some of y'all already feel about him. Because he left when he left. I didn't think that anything was wrong with Dez Bryant the first time. You know what I'm saying? I just thought that, there needed to be some adjustments, maybe his route tree and his combinations and stuff like that. But as far as him, the athlete, I didn't see that there was a problem with him the first time. Now, you're going to tell me that you guys want him to play better for less money. That's the only thing that kind of makes me feel weird, because if you ask West Coast, I want you to do your job for less money than what we paying you right now, I'm going to be like, well, dang, how is that possible? How do you want me to produce more and give you more, and you're going to pay me less? You know what I'm saying? That basically means I'm going to walk into a situation and allow you to bend me over. Not that, I probably shouldn't have said that because I was really vulgar. I apologize for that. But that was like the best situation. That was like the best scenario I could come up with. And you got to see it like this. Even if Dez Bryant comes back to the Dallas Cowboys, and he just balls, have an MVP Julio Jones type season, then he will have just screwed himself. Why? Because you just gave the Dallas Cowboys all this production and they not paying you for it. So I don't know, man. I'm really, really torn between, do I want Dez Bryant to come back? Because I love him, but I just don't want him. I don't want him to come back here and get screwed either. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to give him no $12, $16 million. So if Dez Bryant comes here and gives you $12, $16 million worth of production, and and we only give him $4 million, how is he, the athlete, going to continue to do that? That's what I be saying. It's not about, is Dez Bryant okay with money? It's not about that. It's not about that. Okay, I bet some of you guys watching this show are okay with money. I'm pretty sure your 401ks are good and your retirement and pensions are fine. But would you still allow your job to then let you come in, let you hire you, and make you do more work for less pay? It's about your self-worth. And at this type of job, these guys pretty much know kind of where their self-worth is. You know what I'm saying? Free agency and contracts kind of determine where their self-worth is. So I just don't know if Dez Bryant is going to be able to do that, because basically he come back to the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, it's not for money, because they're not going to pay him nowhere near what another team would have going to pay him. And then the Cowboys already owe him $8.5 million. So I've been really looking into it and trying to figure it out, but I don't know how that would even work. Would the Cowboys then, will they still be responsible for the $8.5 million that they already owe him from a contract that he signed in 2015? 2015. How does that work? You know what I'm saying? But obviously it can be worked out. I just don't want Dez Bryant coming back to the Dallas Cowboys on veteran minimum, and then we expecting for him to be a top 5 wide receiver. That's not fair, man. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, just because you're cool with West Coast, I wouldn't then let you come to my house and be like, oh, since you cool with West Coast, clean my house. That's not cool. It's not cool to just willingly take advantage of someone. Now, if Dez is okay with allowing the Dallas Cowboys to willingly take advantage of him, I think he needs to fire his agents because they've done a horrible job, and then go back. Shoot, why not? But someone needs to be fired for this whole scenario. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Dez Bryant. I love Jay-Z, but Rock Nation, y'all are terrible. Y'all are straight terrible. Y'all literally put your client in a position where he lost his job. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say y'all put him in that position, because in that time of when Dez Bryant was going through that talks with Jerry Jones, why wasn't Rock Nation out there looking for him a new job? Why wasn't Rock Nation, on the phone with Jerry Jones saying, no, you're not about to let my client sit up for no 2.5 months while you decide if you're going to keep him? No, it does not work that way. Why would your own agent allow his team to do him like that? And I don't blame Dez on that, because he's paying 33%. Well, not 33. I don't know how much it is in Texas, but I think he's paying 12% of his annual contract to Rock Nation. So, if he does end up coming back to the Cowboys, he definitely got to fire them, because that was a totally big old circle. It's like how I feel with my GPS. When it takes me around in circles, I be wanting to throw it out the window. He need to definitely throw them out the window, because they didn't do their job. Like, they didn't do their job at all. You know what I'm saying? So, let me get back onto this comment box. I got George talking about what up with you, Bernie, what up with you, Scott. Greg says he has not been a top 5 in how many years? That's not true. I'll let you go look at the stats, because too many times people like to just say stuff without stating the facts themselves. I'm going to let you go look at Dez stats in the last 5 years, because Dez was actually a Pro Bowler twice in the last 5 years. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You tell me. You know what I'm saying? How could he be not a top 5, but he was a Pro Bowler 2 years in the last 5 years, and then out of the last 5 years, 2 of those years, he was injured. So Google is there. It's free. We just got to use it. You know what I'm saying? But Dez Bryant has been in 2014. He was pretty darn good. 2016, he was pretty darn good. And funny story is he actually had more yards in 2017 than he did in 2016. That's why I just be saying people just be in their feelings when it comes to Dez, and they don't really look at his stats, because Dez Bryant went to the Pro Bowl in 2016 with 752 yards, and then in 2017 we cut him with 850 yards and 6 touchdowns. So how you do better the next year and lose your job, I don't know. But hey, that's life. You know what I'm saying? Jay says, I would love Dez to come back, but Dak lacks the skill and consistency to get outside receivers the ball anyway. Jay, you are absolutely right. I'm not going to say he lacks the skill, but I'm just going to say the skill set has not developed yet. The skill set for what Dez needs, that backside fade, those other things that we remember Dez doing, those jump balls in the end zone. I mean, think about this. How many plays have the current wide receivers been able to do for Dak Prescott? How many of those plays have you seen them do? And then think about this. Last year when Dez was on this team, how many of those type of plays did you see any of our receivers do those outside of Dez Bryant? Not really many. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be trying to say, like, if Dez comes back to this team, man, like, he's literally doing it for the fans, man. He's literally doing it for the fans, and he's literally doing it because he personally wants to be a Dallas Cowboy. But I just see situations, if they open up, that could just be better for him. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the type of quarterback that they're going to use and the utilization of him. If you were going to tell me the Cowboys were bringing in Antonio Brown, I would be sitting here right here having the exact same conversation. Like, yo, who's going to throw him the ball? Like, are we going to, because Antonio Brown he averages 18 to 20 targets a game. He had 3 games last year. We had 20 targets. We have a game where I put it like this. We don't have one receiver or a person on our team. Ezekiel Elliott has the most targets on our team as a running back. You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to be paying for something we're not going to use. And that's my biggest thing with Dez Bryant. Like, if we are going to sit down and have that heart-to-heart conversation with Dak Prescott, this is Dez Bryant, this is Dak Prescott. Dez likes it when you throw the ball here. Dak likes it when you go here. Can you guys do that? If you guys can't do that, then we don't even talk about this. Because both of them work, they are a symbiotic relationship. They both need each other. So we can't just sign Dez and be like, okay, Dez, go out there wide receiver by committee. No, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You guys are going to end up doing the exact same thing that you guys say about the receivers now. Oh, you signed Bryce Butler. Why isn't he getting the ball? Bryce Butler got 2 targets the other day. After we signed him, after we benched Terrence Williams for the first time in his career, we threw the ball. We gave Bryce Butler 2 targets. Imagine the crap storm that would happen if we were to sign Dez Bryant today, and then against Houston he plays and gets 2 targets. You know what I'm saying? Is Dez going to blow up? I don't know. I hope not. You know what I'm saying? But more importantly, are y'all going to blow up? You know what I'm saying? So there's so much more to be had about this Dez Bryant coming back situation. There's more that has to be talked. And most importantly, there has to be a heart-to-heart conversation between Dez Bryant and Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott has to say, yo, when you're open, I'm still going to throw the ball to you. Because if he's not going to do that, it makes no sense. And y'all know how much I love Dez, man. But if Dak Prescott is not going to be under the agreement that, yo, even when you were open, double coverage sometimes, I'm still going to give you a chance, it makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense to do it. I'm sorry, it makes no sense. All right, hey, I'm about to go through these comments real quick before we jump to this next subject. Hey, Make sure you guys share, man. Make sure you guys are sharing. We got 45 people up in here. Sharing simply just lets West Coast know that you guys are caring. Oh, I'm about to go find out right now who doing their job and who ain't. I don't care. We got 9 shares. Come on, y'all. I didn't pay for all y'all to get in the club, man. Come on, man. Come on. Hold your boy down, man. You know I'm going to hold y'all down. Give your boy West Coast 1 share. I got 11 now. Okay, somebody did what they were supposed to do. I can dig it. All right, so let's get back to this show. We got one more subject that we're going to go through. Hey, this is the Wake and Bake. I'm going to try to do this every morning, or if not every morning, every other morning. We're going to talk about some situations and stories. Trying to build the new YouTube page, West Coast Cowboy. Make sure you guys go over there to West Coast Cowboy and give that page a like. Go over to West Coast Cowboy on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing all my videos and some other stuff on there also. All right, so last subject on this, Wake and Bake. Hey, man, what are y'all thoughts, man? Tank currently leads the NFL in sacks. Do you think the Dallas Cowboys are tripping by not paying him right now? Do you think there's a chance that if he gets so many sacks, the Dallas Cowboys may not be able to afford him? I want to know. You guys put in the comment box. Let me know. Do you guys think it's time for the Cowboys to pay Tank Law? Big Tank. What you guys think? You know what I'm saying? This situation with Tank is almost like an ex-girlfriend who won the lottery, who really wanted to be with you, and now they didn't win the lottery, and now you really want to be with them. Like, it feels like we're going to get to that point, yo. Like, we're going to literally get to that point where it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tank really wants to be with us, and then he won how many? Hey, do you know that such and such hit the lottery? What? How much money did she win? 3 million? Well, let me go. How you doing, Sheila? Like, it really looks like we get into that point where we might almost regret not giving Tank that money, man. But at the same time, I know the Dallas Cowboys don't want to put themselves in a position. It's kind of like a catch-22, right? Where you're looking at him get the sacks, but I know in the back of the Dallas Cowboys' mind, they're probably thinking, well, what if we pay him this money now and he only ends up with 9 sacks in the entire season? I think the Cowboys are going to pay him. I do not think the Dallas Cowboys are going to allow him to get through this whole season without getting a deal. I honestly think what the Cowboys will probably do is they'll probably extend him. I kind of like what they did with Fredericks a couple years back. How we extended him like right before like the end of the season almost. It was like right before the end of the season was over. We were actually going into the playoffs. We went ahead and extended him. So that's where I think, for the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys are trying to just make sure that it doesn't fall off. You know what I'm saying? That the production doesn't fall off, because this was the NFL season is set up in 4 quarters. This was the first quarter with the first 4 games, and Tank looked awesome. So, I think you can really look forward to Tank getting extended. What comes to my mind is right before Christmas. Right before Christmas, I think that you're going to hear some news come out that the Dallas Cowboys just gave Tank the biggest Christmas gift of his life and extended him on some. I think he's going to be up there around the 60, not 60. He's going to be about 75, 80 million. If he's at 5.5 sacks right now. If Tank is at 10 sacks by December, boy, you have to. You have to. Because that means Tank will have then did back-to-back sacks in a double-digit season. The only people who do that is defensive players of the year, which, in my opinion, Tank has to be up there in the rankings for defensive player of the year. He has to, because not only is he getting the sacks, but he's getting the tackles for loss off also, and he's also getting the pressures. So I would love to see the voting, not the voting. I would love to see the ranking right now, but there's no way that Tank is not tops right now for defensive player of the year, like early voting. I know there's no way that he's not getting some accolades for that. So you got to remember, the Dallas Cowboys might actually be signing the defensive player of the year, to re-signing the defensive player of the year in 2018. Let's not do what the let's not do what the Raiders did. The Raiders let their defensive player of the year literally walk out of their building for 2 first-round draft picks. Now, obviously, the Cowboys will never allow that to happen because Tank is a free agent next year. But what I'm saying is this, man. Khalil Mack and 2 draft picks, That's like, I always say, what's my famous statement I always say? That's like paying your mortgage with a lottery ticket. Because you literally got to go into the draft and hope that these people are as good as the people that as the person that you already had. Now, yes, granted, those are some pretty damn good lottery tickets. But guess what? I know a lottery tickets. I know a bunch of lotteries that ain't busted. When you have a for sure dog, you said you wanted the Jerry Jones, you said you wanted the war daddy. You said you wanted that guy that can intimidate the quarterback. And most importantly, bro, you said you wanted a defensive end who could get you a sack when you needed it. One thing I love about DLaw is, he gets you sacks when you need them. I know I made a little slick comment about DeMarcus Ware the other day, and I'm sorry about that. I said DeMarcus Ware got a bunch of sacks in the first half when you really didn't need him as much, and I'm sorry. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. But I'm just saying. Tank be getting sacks in the third and fourth quarter, man. A sack in the first quarter is a sack in the fourth quarter is almost like 2 sacks in the first quarter. And Tank gets you sacks when you need them. Like, that is money, man. That's what you paying for, man. That's what you pay somebody to do. On that drive, I was just, I was live. I wasn't live. I'll take that back. But on that drive, not the final drive, but on the drive right before the final drive, I was telling myself, actually, no, I wasn't telling myself. I was telling one of my star status brothers who was sitting right beside me. I was like, come on, George, don't unfollow me. You know I got mad love. George, I'm sending you a LeBron James jersey. Don't do me like that, George. Don't unfollow me, man. I'm sorry, George. My bad. George, you've been following me since way before, man. But, hey, George, you know I'm just playing with you, man. But, yeah, what I was saying is this. I was sitting there watching this game, right? I'm sitting there watching this game, right? And I say to myself, and then I looked at my OG partner. I said, because we do a lot of pointing at star status. I say, if this is the moment, this is where where Tank gets paid. This is a Lawrence. This is a I'ma get paid moment. If you want to get paid, DLaw, this is the moment you get paid. These are the type of moments that get you paid right now. Get us a sack. You know what I'm saying? Hey, where is the GOAT? But I'm just saying, George, tell me a time where D-Ware got us a sack and we needed it like a dude drowning in some water and he need air. You know what I'm saying? Tell me a time where D-Ware got us a sack when we needed it. Because I can think of 2 times where Tank then came through for a player. You know what I'm saying? For players. You know what I'm saying? One was last week, and then the first one that pops in my head is that Detroit game. That Detroit game in 2000, and I know that's a long time ago, but for my fans that's been holding it down for a long time, that 2014 game versus Detroit. Remember, final play of the game. Schmack, hit, strap, hit. He got the sack. He got the hit. He got the sack. He got the fumble and the fumble recovery. Final play of the game. Dallas Cowboys going on to go play the Green Bay Packers, man. So, I'm just saying, man. That's all. What's up? Hey, I got my OG Freddie the Watt. What up with you, man? Got my OG partner on here, man. Hey, and my boy Fred and my OG Freddie just said it. I remember when you said that. You absolutely right, man. Hey, I love kicking it with my star status brothers, man, because they know they football, man. I love that, man. I absolutely love doing shows with them. Or just being in that environment because they know their football. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where, like, and I'm a DLaw guy. DLaw is in the 100 sack club. He is. But I just see it like this, man. And I'm going to say this. A sack in the third and fourth quarter is, in my opinion, if you're going to tell me you can give me either 2 sacks in the first half or 1 sack in the second half, I'm going to take that 1 sack in the second half. Why? Because in the second half, we're either trying to do 1 or 2 things. We're trying to either end the game or we trying to get back in the game in the second half. In the second half, you either trying to win that game, and that sack is going to do what? If you're trying to win that game, keeps that clock running, now they got to call timeouts. If we're back in a game, then what does that sack do? That sack puts you back where? Puts you back in a game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it, but I just think when it's all said and done, the Dallas Cowboys need to look more. I think they look at DeMarcus Ware simply because they drafted him high and because DeMarcus Ware always had the consistent pressure. But man, Tank has shown himself to be clutch, man. And you cannot find clutch defensive ends are just totally different than like David Irving. David Irving is a clutch defensive end. He may only get you 7 sacks, but I'm going to tell you this. Go look at when David Irving gets you those sacks. Like, that's clutch, man. That's a big-time player. DLaw is a big-time player, man. We need to sack him. We need to pay him, man. We need to pay him. Like I said, man, I don't want to get in no situation where you driving down the street and your ex pull up on you and she in a brand new car and you like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I should have picked up my socks when she asked me, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I should have, maybe I shouldn't have, left the kitchen and all dirty every time when I cook, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I could have did better. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I could have been a better, you know what I'm saying? We don't want that. We don't want to go through that situation. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got some hitters on here. I got some hard hitters on here. Hey, I got my hard hitter. I'm number 311, man. You already know the movement is firm and in control, man. We already know it, man. And for my star status folks and my hard hitters, we got the star hitters. Hey, them is my people that I be with, man. You know what I'm saying? People be like, hey, West Coast got security? No, they ain't security. That's the hard hitters. They just roll like that. That's just how they roll. You know what I'm saying? All right. So one of my subscribers saw me at the I always say that joke. I'm gonna tell y'all the story. One of my subscribers saw me. One of my scouts. I apologize for that. One of my scouts. One of you guys saw me at the goddamn. Saw me at the Washington game, but saw me at the 49er game. And he was like, yeah, I saw West Coast. You was with these 2 big bodyguard dudes. And I was like, who is he talking about? Who was he talking about? And it was Fat Boy and one of my other hitters, man. So, yeah, shout out to my boy Fat Boy. Hey, that's what his mama called him, so I'm calling him Fat Boy too. Yeah, man. But, yeah, so that's my thoughts on DLaw, man. DLaw just, man, DLaw he's that one, man. We thought he wasn't going to be that much, and each year he's gotten better, man. So I think DLaw is that dude, man. Matter of fact, I know he's that dude. And I think the Dallas Cowboys have the defensive player of the year on our team right now. I believe that they have the defensive player of the year on our team. And if you look at our schedule, most importantly, look at the offensive lines that he's going to be playing against. I'm gonna go through these offensive lines that he's going to be playing against. And then I'm going to get up out of here. Dallas, schedule. Look at these offensive lines. Texans, terrible. Jaguars, Redskins, terrible. Titans, you saw what they gave up the other day, terrible. The only good offensive lines that he's going to be playing here is the Eagles. The Eagles, we're going to play them twice. Saints, Colts, bruh. Buccaneers, bruh. Giants, bruh. I mean, if you look at our schedule, our setup is set up for Tank to eat the rest of this season. You know what I'm saying? So, look for him to have some great stats, man. Hey, I'm about to get up out of here, man. It has been a great show. I appreciate you guys for all tuning in. Hey, remember, if you are going to the next home game, which is against the Jaguars, if you're going to that game against the Jaguar, I've already hooked up by about 3 people with Miller Lite passes and things like that. Remember, these ain't free, but if you want to experience something like no other, make sure you hit my inbox and I will get you taken care of. I got Miller Lite passes. We got some on-field passes. I got a buddy, man, that just hooks everything up, man. So I appreciate that. And then most importantly, man, Cowboys experience, man. I appreciate Cowboys experience for always hooking me up. Cowboys experience. They haven't released what players they're gonna have at the Cowboys versus Jaguars game, But I will tell you this: at the last event, they had Bryce Butler, they had Keith Miller. They did not have Heath Miller. They had Jeff Heath. Some of y'all call him Jeff. I don't want smoke Heath. We also had Cheetah Bay Awuzie. The 2 weeks ago, we had Zach Martin. We had Travis Frederick, only one. My uncle Barry say, West Coast, why you put an S on everything? There's not 2 Travis Fredericks. I wish we did have 2 Travis Fredericks, but we only have 1. Yeah, so Uncle B, my bad. Travis Frederick, and then you already know, the 88, the original, the one who started it all. We had Drew Pearson down there kicking it, man. Drew Pearson, man. Shout out to Drew, man. Man, great time. So if you guys are looking for a great event, I'm telling you right now, if you're looking for a great event, you need to do Cowboys Experience. It is going to be on October the 14th October the 13th at 2 o'clock, from 2 o'clock to 4:30. And October is my birthday month, so I'm about to turn up. I don't know how old I'm going to turn because I stopped counting at some age. But October 24th is my birthday, and I'm trying to turn up. So let's see what we can get popping, man. I don't know. I'm trying to get my wife. I talked my wife into going to this Washington game, but now I really want to go to this goddamn Cowboys versus this Titans game, which is the next week. And I tried to tell her it's going to be more fun at the Cowboy game. And I woke up this morning and she had her military Cowboy salute service all out. And her talking about she want to go to the White House. So I don't know. We still working on it right now. Because I really want to go to this Titans game. I really want to go to that Washington game too. You know what? I might mess around and go to both. But that might be a whole nother conversation too. But I'll keep all y'all updated on that. But yo, October is military salute weekend. And on military salute. And it's West Coast birthday on the 24th. Hey! So, hey, if you got a birthday in the month of October, salute to you. OVO, October's very own. No, I do not share a birthday with Drake because I am older than him. Drake shares a birthday with me. October 24th, man. OVO, October's very own. You know what I'm saying? I do not share a birthday with Drake. He shares a birthday with me because I'm older than him. But, yo, man, I'm out of here, man. I just been trying to kill time for a couple minutes. But, yo, love y'all, and you already know, never look down because the stars are up. If you don't, hey, you will see me later on tonight for the Mia Kuye going to start breaking down, start talking about this. Me and Kuye are going to start talking about this Cowboys versus Texans game, and we'll be on probably around like 6:37-ish. But I'll let you guys know as soon as it pops up. And then, hey, tomorrow I will be doing the Wake and Bake. If you want to get on and talk on the Wake and Bake, inbox me. I'll let you know what time I'm gonna go live, and then I'm gonna start featuring some of you guys on here that be on my shows, be on our shows, that be having some really good comments, man. You know, Dallas Cowboys Scouting ain't really about West Coast, it's about all of us, you know what I'm saying? And there's some really smart guys, people out there, guys and females, who got some really good cowboy knowledge. So I'm gonna pick some people and start getting them on these shows so y'all can start hearing some more ghetto gold. But hey, yo, I already know, man. I'm Tyson, the West Coast Cowboy, man. Never look down because the stars are up. Peace.